Hi and welcome to this video. My name's Julie Wood and I'm so excited to know that you're watching this video because in this video I want to ensure that you're all set up and well prepared for our weekly precision focus call sessions and that it supports you with your focus on where you're going and what you want to achieve. So what is it that you truly want to create in the momentum group? What is it? We talk about the wake up and live. You want it, you're acting on it, you get the knowledge, and you embody and embrace it because you're full of unlimited possibilities, right? And what we want to have is that consistent creative orientation towards that end result, that desired reality that you're after in those true choices. And it really helps you with your action taking if we can have a system to follow, a structure that helps you to really manifest what it is that you desire in your tangible reality. And as I said, the process that we're utilizing is called the precision focus, because in a way, we zoom out into the future and see what it is that we desire that we're going to create. And then we focus in more and more precisely, getting smaller and smaller, breaking it down into smaller chunks until we end up right here, right now, giving you that focus so you're truly able to step into that desired reality. So start to finish so you can complete everything. And you also want to ensure that by now, when we're getting started, that you've downloaded the document, which we'll find underneath this video, in the section underneath where you'll see that Precision Focus Diary. So if you've opened this in your app or you've downloaded it on your computer and you've printed it out, that's fine. It's quite fillable. The other thing that you can do is take the structure of it and put it into a journal and write it in a journal. It's up to you. I like physically writing things down because it helps me better connect it into my brain. And if you're doing it on your computer, just fill it out, save it as a new PDF file, and ensure that you have it safely stored so it's something you can always refer back to because it's something you're going to be doing every day. And any way that you choose is up to you, but make it fun. Make it so that it becomes a process that you're happy with every day. And the people who do the Precision Focus Diary, who commit to that and actually fill it out and complete it, have the most success. And it doesn't matter whether you're a really structured person or an unstructured person. The whole idea of the Precision Focus Diary is to keep you on track, giving you that clarity, that direction and the focus, and shifting and changing those neuronal networks and patterns into being a conscious creator. Now, unfortunately, I can't share my screen in this, but let's go through all the steps so that you can complete your diary and get started. So if you've downloaded it, that's fine. You'll be able to follow the steps as I tell you which pages that you're following. And I myself need to open it, of course. There we go. So on page 2 of the Precision Focus Diary is our Superconscious Hero's Journey. And this is an adaptation because when we're born, and I'll do it on my whiteboard, we're born. And we're connected. We're already super conscious. And we're in a world of wonder, of learning. And then as we progress, I'll just move my chair a little bit so you can read this better. We become wounded. Life doesn't work out for us. For some of us, we have an amazing childhood. For others, it's full of trauma. And in that trauma, and it doesn't matter whether it was something massively traumatic that you were abused or all sorts of things happened to you, or whether one day you were vulnerable and somebody said something and you took it on as your truth. Doesn't matter what the wounds are. But the first 4 to 7 years of our life are where we build up our belief system. And it's always our fallback position. And you'll be learning more of this in the other parts of the program where we go through it. We get those wounds. And so we go through life, and then something happens and we get called to adventure. We get called. There must be something more to life than where we are now. But the trouble is we're stuck in scarcity, struggle, survival, and searching. So we don't heed that call. And then something else happens. And we meet somebody. So we call meet the mentor. Something shifts in us, making us want to shift and change out of where we are. We might be in abusive relationships. We might be always losing our job. We might be always losing money. And we want to find out, because we think we're broken and we need to be fixed. Well, we want to find there must be something different, which is why you're here, right? And so then we cross the threshold. And then we start on this adventure where we search and we find all sorts of programs, all sorts of courses, all sorts of therapies. And so we start down that path, looking, searching for whatever it is that we're missing. And then, of course, we keep moving through this cycle and we start to do shadow work. We look at all those parts and aspects of ourselves that we don't like. And some of us do it deeply, others don't, others just happens to. And then one of the joys with this system, with doing the momentum group work and the Wake Up and Live program, is we identify what those things are. We've had the dark night of the soul, if you like, where we feel like, life's over and wish it'd hurry up, but it won't. And then we start to come through that, and we have our superconscious, our unconscious, and our self-conscious. And we realize that we're being elevated into a new reality because we're working out, what is it that's stopping me? What's sabotaging me? What's keeping me from achieving whatever it is that I want without losing it? And we have this connection to all different parts of us, and they all come together and start working together. And so then we realize we can never go back. We can never go back. Because life is completely shifted and changed. And then we move up to a higher level because we're not going to return. We're going to return back to this original being who was connected, who was living in wonder and joy and happiness. And we become the master of two worlds. And those two worlds can be our unconscious world, superconscious world, living in the field, and living also in our third dimensional world. And we have, as a result of what we're doing, we have special knowledge. And then we, if you like, ascend to a higher plane. And all that means is we become a conscious creator. And so we're back into this being connected with our superconscious and all that is, in that place of wonder, of learning, and of manifestation. And so whatever it is that we want to create as we're going through all this, we then go to the next step. And what's the next step after that? And then we go through a different level of wounding. We go through different level of being called, and we go through all that whole process as we keep evolving and ascending higher and higher into becoming a conscious creator. And it's an amazing thing to do as you realize all the shifts and changes that you can take. And then we have, if you like, to build this, our creative structure. And we start off with, in this process, our orientational choices. And we have 4 orientational choices that we always want to talk about. So our creative structure. Because we all need a structure, even if we don't think we do. One of the important things is to have that creative structure. And our creative structure, we have 4 core orientational choices that get us into the emotion of our end result that we all want to experience. No matter who you are, we all want to, 1, live the life we love. And I'm going to go deeper into this as we go through the process. The second thing we always do is being the predominant creative force in our life, being the powerful creator. The third thing that we want to do is to live our true nature and purpose. And the last thing that we all want is health and vitality. They're our 4 core. And everything after that is built underneath. So once we have our core things, then we become the master of mastery, don't we? So because I really want to truly set you up and get you nicely settled and into that creative orientation, let's think about why having a precision focus diary and getting into those smaller chunks helps you maintain the vision of where you want to be. So if you think about a GPS, the GPS will get you. However, there's often wrong turns, might be traffic jams. Maybe your GPS directs you to places outside of where you want to be. But by having your precision focus diary, you always go back and redirect yourself to ensure that you're back on track. So as a first step, as I said, we always want to do the 4 core orientational choices. And these are the choices that we encourage everyone to make, because that will get you into an everlasting creative structure. So these are all encompassing choices. And they're wanted by all of us as a basis for everything else in life. So what this is going to do for you will be enable you to keep refocusing and redirect to ensure that in the end, what it is that you've decided you want to create is created. It will mean that when you get to those choices, you'll want to make additional choices. And we're going to do that by an exercise called the Land of Plenty, which will be also underneath this video, so that you can listen and tune into your true potential of all possibilities that might be there, the super long-term focus. And when we're thinking about those true choices, apart from these four, you maybe want to pick up to 6 other choices. But you really want to, out of those choices, pick 2 that you're really committed to. Because you don't want to overwhelm your system. You want to start training your system to become that conscious creator. So what is it that you want to manifest for now that will help you with your long-term choice? And after you've chosen your choices, you'll find your desired reality, which means that, okay, I've got these 4, plus I've got a couple of other choices, and this is what they look like. So what's my desired reality out of that? What is it that I dream of now? What is it that I could choose? And you can really see that the focus really helps you determine what's really relevant. What's the main thing for what you do? Meaning once you have made those orientational choices, and you can rest assured that all the steps are already in place to have those choices done. And so we'll only ever focus on the bigger choice. So that is why when you're creating your desired reality, you're really giving yourself that permission to look that long-term into the future, that long-term direction as you focus on what it is you truly desire, what's in your heart, what's your soul's desire. And the next step will be to create and find your 30-day focus and places that you can rest assured that all the steps are already in place because you already have those choices. And then it's like, okay, how am I going to implement? What am I going to do? How am I going to create that desired reality? And the next step after that will be to find your 30-day milestones for the upcoming month. So you'll create your focus, and then by the end of the month, you'll review them. And then you'll look at those milestones of what you've achieved so that you can celebrate. And what is my long-term focus, you say to yourself? Well, what are the milestones that are there that I see, that I want to see completed within 30 days? And then we move into our 7-day action plan. So each week you'll do weekly planning, and also by the end of the week you'll review. Always ensuring that you have all the information or the data that you need to quantify, to solidify, and to maintain that focus on what's really important and what moves that needle of our plan in the right direction. And what we create is based upon our 30-day milestones, because remember, all the other steps are already included. So you can already see there's like a thread running through all these steps, ensuring that you're always orientated towards your end results. And so your 7-day action plan will consist of all the things that you will know you want to complete within a week to make that progress towards your 30-day milestones, to make that progress towards your quarterly milestones, to make that progress towards your yearly outcome. And the road that you have allows you to complete those and move on to the next milestones. And now we break it down even further. Every day we want you to complete your morning ritual to ensure that the right tone and focus for the day is there, and you're really ready and focused on what it is that you want to achieve. And it shows that you're successful, which is super, super important. And so we're going to go through all those and other 2 steps, and we're going to go through that today in a little bit more depth. And already, when you think about doing that, you're already included all the things that you want to do. You're already becoming that superconscious creator. You're already starting the shift and the change to create the life that you love, to be that predominant creative force in your life. And you're maintaining that focus. So if you want to go to page number 4 of your of your diary, excuse me, it says the 4 core orientational choices. And you can see that you want to get into the emotion of the end result, and you see yourself experiencing it and asking yourself, what lets me know this is true? What lets me know that it's really true? And for now, the orientational choices we've designed and created really ensure that you go for results that you'll love. And just looking at the choices, you'll appreciate that everyone can make those choices, because they're the sort of basic choices that we have in life. And the first one being the result of living the life I love and loving the life I live. And it's equally important when we make that choice, because what's our vision? What would life look like for us? How would it feel? How would we know that we have it? How would we know that? And the next choice is the end result of being the predominant creator in my life. And you really want to acknowledge how powerful you are, because you are superconscious. In any given moment in your life, you have the opportunity to redirect that focus on what's important to you. So you really get into that position where you feel empowered and centered and grounded in your very own creational power. And when you do that, it enables you to move through life being really centered and focused on what matters to you. Because we have a choice in every moment on how we want to respond. The next choice is health and vitality. And the end result of health and vitality. What you think you are and all you want to be, and what in your mind is being healthy and vital. It's not what you are now. It's not moving away from anything. If I choose the end result of health and vitality, what does that mean to me? What does that mean for me? What is health and vitality to me? We all have our own experience and understanding of health and vitality. What would it feel? Because this is my own definition in my reality of what health and vitality would look like. So how does that shape up for you? And the last one is living my true nature and purpose, which is truly, truly important. And it really matters to us here at the Conscious Creators Academy. And we really want you to make it. We really want you to have that notion that was lingering in your mind that you really want to live your true nature and your purpose. And something is there and you created it. But we really get to choose that orientation towards what's your magic, what's your genius, what is it that resonates in your heart and soul that has you feel like you're living a purposeful life, that really has you feel like you're living your truth. For all this choice is one thing is really important that applies, and it has a unique meaning for you. So there's no information, no samples written in here, because everybody who does this document, it's different for them. It's different from person to person. So that means you'll see each choice when we get into the emotion of that end result and see ourselves experiencing it. And then we just notice what all the aspects that are there that we can notice. And I want you to write it down when you go through the process, because the truth is, the focus is the same for everyone to choose the life they love. And the predominant creator, we're always happy to be it, to see it, but we've got to celebrate. And this way, as we write it down, it means that we're taking a moment to acknowledge the power of who we are. We're acknowledging the truth of the choices, and that this is your truth. And the very moment you do that in a positive sense, you're catapulted into that space that you've already created. So you step into the experience of this, resolving it's already done. There is nothing more to do. And this is the choices that have always been there waiting for you to tap into. It's not about the negative experiences. I can hear it already. Oh no, if I live my true nature and purpose, no one will like me. If I'm the predominant creator in my life, I'm going to be dangerous and damage everybody. They're not the choices that we're making. The choices that we're making are, I choose the end result of being the predominant creator in my life, and it feels like empowering, it feels wonderful, it feels amazing, it feels peaceful, it feels creative, whatever it feels for you. It's really important that you get into the emotion of this, and for you to take your time, close your eyes, and just choose the choice of being yourself, really being you, of the highest level of you, of the highest light and resonance you, the you that's already waiting to be birthed in this reality, is where we're going with this. And just fast forward into the end result and it's already complete, and then notice what are all the ways that you're experiencing this. How does it feel? What do you notice? What are you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? And just see what comes up for you. And it might not be that much. It might take some practice and some time to get there. I remember when I first started doing this, I had just really basic stuff. And then the more I did it, more repeated, the more I understand the concept and opening up to dreams and wishes and thoughts, the longer and more things, until I ended up with 4 pages of end results of choices. And there were little choices, big choices, some choices that you could do every day, some choices that were going to take 12 months or 2 years, some end results that I was creating were going to take time. And it's like exercising and flexing those muscles that you haven't used for a long time, getting them back, starting to retrain them, because you've got to exercise them more to really connect into our end result. and keep receiving what's already in that field, in your superconscious field. And you can rest assured that it's all there, and it's really just you reactivating your perceptions, your intuition, your inner knowing, and then you're proficient and experience what it is that you're really going to create that's already there in the invisible. And now it's about you giving yourself that opportunity by tuning into the choices, each one individually, and really experiencing it right here, right now, as if it's already done. Okay, so something that becomes a choice takes a moment and possesses you now. And you tune into each of those choices, as I said, one at a time, and just see what comes to you and write it down. What's your experience of each of these orientational choices? Just write it down. And I'll just give you a few moments. Just pause this video, close your eyes, and just get into the emotion. Choosing the end result of living the life that I love. Just closing your eyes. What would it feel like? And if I don't know what it would feel like because I've never experienced it, what is a book or a movie or a story that takes me into that world? What would it feel like if I stepped into that movie? How would I feel? I can see what other people feel. Joy, happiness, success. How would that feel for me? Just closing your eyes and feeling into that and writing down what it is that you get. Then the same for the end result of being the predominant creator in my life and co-creating with others to create whatever it is that I choose. And then choosing the end result of health and vitality and what that means for you, how that would feel. And choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. And as I said, just pause this video, take a moment, and then start it again. Well done. So you'll have a few words or a few sentences down in the panels. And now I want you to turn to page 5, which is the land of plenty of all possibilities. And you'll see the meditations below. And how would you do life if you were starting over again today? And just start to write down everything that occurs to you. And remember, you get to make it up. It's your new story. If you could write a new story of your life, what would it be? And if you've already done the meditation and you've already written things down, just write down all the possibilities. And really write down all possibilities. What do I do in life? What would I manifest? And remember, this is not about following logic or the current structure or the system or where you are now. You just want to start writing down and opening up your creativity, your vision, your dreams. And just start writing. Start writing down the notes from your land of plenty meditation. And as you start writing down, it opens up to all sorts of possibilities that might seem really strange, but write them down. There must be something that you want to manifest, that you want to create. And so again, just pause the video, fill in the page, and remember this is not about staying in your current structure. You really just want to open your mind and go, okay, if I could start over, how would I do life? What would I do? What would I create? What would life be like? How magical could I make it? What would I create? And we've forgotten how to dream, so we don't do it. We just think, well, life wouldn't be any different to what it is now. Maybe I'd have more money. Maybe I'd be living somewhere else. Maybe I'd have a different relationship. But truly in your heart, what would be your choice? How would I do life if I were starting over? If I knew then what I know now, how would life be different? If I had a magic wand and I changed it, where would I be living? What would I be doing? Who would I be sharing it with? And it's just starting to start the practice of writing it and setting yourself up for success. Because you already have the 4 orientational choices that you're working with. And if you make up to 6 true choices, in addition to that, gives you 10. But it's really important out of that land of plenty, when you think about it, to bring through the most important choices for you. So if you go to page 6, is where we can start to write down what those choices are. And that end result can be something material or non-material. All that matters is that you can recognize the end result once you've created it. So 2 choices is a good way to start to help you get into that experience of your creative orientation. And you want to become a little more specific and sure that you choose the end result that's uniquely your flavor of magic that you want to manifest. You choose and create, and once you've made those choices that will absolutely put you on the journey of manifesting what it is that you truly want to create, so that you're committed to take action towards that. And it'll come and be a massive, awesome outcome that really has you jumping for joy or gets you feeling like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. I 100% committed to it. Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm ready. So from your notes on page 5, just pick 6 choices, the flavor of magic that you're going to focus on moving forward. Doesn't mean that you're cutting off any other possibilities, that these ones are what you're totally going to be focused on, because we just do the land of plenty again and again and start the fun from scratch with more choices as we complete the choices that we're committed to. So we'll always just know that there's always more, and that anything you want to commit to just because you can is what you're going to focus on. And you're really, really setting yourself up for success. Specifically is what we're going to talk about now. What do I want to create now? Might be a good idea to keep it short and sweet, because once you start to expand on it as a choice, you start to change it from just being a creation to something that's problem solving. And we don't want to problem solve because we don't do that, because you're not broken, you don't have to be fixed. And it's all in how we word it. We want to make sure that it's fairly specific and tangible, and it's something that you want. It's not a process. So an end result of an ELF business, which is easy, lucrative, and fun business, is correct. Whereas I want to create a highly profitable business so that I can have more time and fun with my family is incorrect, because you're trying to fix something. Because it's obvious that you don't have time and fun with your family at the moment in your current reality. So you're going to keep oscillating in creating a business that's highly profitable, but more than likely you won't have any time for your family, because you're stuck in a structure that's constantly trying to fix itself. So it's important that we recognize our true choices and the way that we word them. It's not a test. You're not going to get rated on what you write. You just have to be specific starting out, so that it's important to realize that you want to have it in your present tense, like you already have it. I have the perfect job, rather than I'm going to get a perfect job. I choose the end result of a highly successful business as against I want to quit my job. You can see how, if I want to just quit my job, our unconscious mind going, hey, but you won't have any security, you won't have an income, you won't have this, you won't have that, and you'll never do it because you'll always find an excuse not to quit your job. Whereas if your end result is a highly successful, profitable business or an ELF business, you have an end result that you're moving towards. So quitting your job is just part of the process of moving forward. And so when we're writing our choice, we want to write it down in a short, sweet way. And then we want to unpack it. What would it feel like? How will I know when I have it? What would it look like? Would I look at my bank statements and see that there's always more money coming in than going out? Is there more than enough money to support my lifestyle and the way that I choose to live? Those are all the unpacking things when we get into that help us move forward. So just have some fun, just creating choices just because you can. And always remember that you're writing it in the present tense because it's already created and it's in the invisible, and it's going to come out of the invisible into the visible. So I'm going to create what it is that I love. And then you absolutely move into that space of creation. So once you've done that and you've written down all those choices, and have fun with it, just pause the video till you do that and then come back, and let's move on to the next stage. Did you have fun with that? So let's turn to page 8 now, creating long-term direction, your desired reality. Let's look at that long-term focus, and now it's up to you how you want to do it. It can be 90 days, 180 days, 9 months, a year, 3 years. And it's based on your true choices and the resolve that you've moved into with those true choices potentially that you're going to create. So what end results would prove to you that you've moved towards those true choices? What would it do to break that down into a long-term choice? So you can see on the page where the end result is playing with my dog on the beach every day. Now, my true choice was living on the beach, living by the beach in the home of my dreams. My choice end result was owning a dog. And these are secondary choices. More specifically, having the dog and walking on the beach every day proves to me that I've moved towards my choice. So taking a look at your long-term choices, what are all the things that I want to see manifest that I have, that I'm moving towards and have fun with creating? The same rules apply as I choose the end result. You still want to be fairly specific, tangible, things that you can absolutely see as a result. Can be short or long term. And write it down. Write it down in the present tense and have fun filling in the paint, if you like. So what was my choice? My choice was to own my own home by the ocean. And what are the action steps towards that? Well, I own a dog. I choose the end result of owning a dog. I choose the end result of playing with my dog on the beach every day. I choose the end result of getting home and washing my feet in the shower that's outside my home. So I wash all the sand off. I choose the end result of feeling that beautiful sea breeze, keeping me cool, of smelling the ocean air. So just filling in it like a paintbrush. What does it mean for you? And you want to feel really good about what you've accomplished. Because I want you to feel the excitement. I want you to feel your choice buzzing up and starting to vibrate in your entire being. Absolutely. This is the start of the journey, and it's really something that we want to practice over time. And I want you to feel really good about it. Just feel, how would it feel? How would it feel having that house near the ocean or by the ocean? How does it feel smelling the salt air or the seaweed smell? Or how does it feel waking up every day and taking the dog down the beach and playing with the dog on the beach? Of owning the dog, taking the dog down the beach, coming home, washing our feet, his paws, going in and having breakfast overlooking the water. Start to feel that choice buzzing up and feeling really good and really seeing what you've accomplished. And just take a moment to celebrate your awesomeness and give yourself a pat on the back for coming this far. That's super, super awesome. And I couldn't be more excited for you. And let's get into the next pages with you, looking at our next part of our focus. So if we go into page 9, what could I do? In the next 30 days, on the left-hand side on this page, it says, what could I do this month to move towards my desired reality? So again, I'm going to rub all this off. So this is could. What could I do? This is will do. We've all got busy lives. So what could I do to move myself towards this reality? What could I do? And just brainstorm it. Just silly stuff. All right, I need money. Well, I could win lotto. I could do that. I could go and rob a bank. I could do that. I could ask for a loan. I could do that. I could get another job. I could do that. What else could I do? What else could I do? I could do all sorts of things. Right? On the left-hand side. And if we move to the right-hand side, what will I do? What will I actually do? I can't spell, can I? Okay. So from this pile, this line here of could do's, what actually can I move across to what I will do? So I've got all the possibilities of things that I could do. I could approach people. I could do a GoFundMe. I could do lots of things here. But what will I actually commit myself 100% to do? What possibly things will I do that I have time for? Because we all got busy lives. We have family commitments. We have work commitments. We have all sorts of commitments. So out of my could do's, what will I do? What will I do? And every time we repeat this process, we always start with what could I do and what will I do? And then we want to go from our 30-day. So this is our 30-day. This is our weekly. So we take the will do's and they become could do's. And then that becomes will do. So what will I do in the next week? What will I do in the next week to move me forward into momentum and give me those milestones that'll keep me in momentum for the month to achieve all the things that I could have done for the 30 days. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go daily. So what will I do today? The could do's, the will do's. And then we're going to review it every day. So we have a structure that we can follow so that if we don't get time to complete everything, we already have it in our structure. We've already got it written down. And we know that if we deviate from the norm, we procrastinate or life happens or something happens, we know that we can go back and look at our focus diary and see the things that we might have missed. What is it that our desires are? And then, of course, we have, after all that, I'll rub this off now. We have a daily ritual, which is a two-part, a morning and an evening. So we have a daily ritual. AM, PM. Where we can look at like an appointment diary. What is it that I need to do today? What is it that I'm going to do to support myself today? And so you'll notice from page 11, our morning ritual. So we want to make sure we're well hydrated. Are we drinking enough water? Are we well nutritioned? Are we eating well? Are we eating food that's going to enliven us, fill us full of vitality and health? Are we getting our body into total abundance? Are we nurturing ourselves? Are we making sure that we're moving? Are we getting that energy flowing? Are we going for a morning walk, or we're doing some exercise, or whatever it is, your choice. So what is your body abundance ritual? We're the predominant creator, and we're the ones that are setting the tone for our life, for our body. So it's really important that we're the ones that are in control, right? And if you've got a really busy life, you're a mum, or you're a carer, or you're studying, or you go to work early, get home late, or you're a shift worker, it does require you to have some clever thinking about what it is that you're going to do to support your being, your physical, emotional, mental being, spiritual being, to keep you in the right focus. Are you going to do yoga? Are you going to do Tai Chi? Do you go to the gym? Do you love exercising? Whatever. Take the dog for a walk. Do you have pets to care for? Do you run a farm? What sort of things are you going to do to support yourself? And you also want to make sure that you're in the right focus and the right emotional state, and having that right awareness to creatively tackle your day in the most fun and magic way towards what you want to create. So we do our morning meditation. We get into our creative orientation and the right structure for the day. So what is it that you desire? So we get up and get started right in the morning and do what you want to do to ensure that you're committed. So we do our choices, we do our meditations, we experience ourselves in our creative essence. And we do those every morning. And we commit to the action steps that are required, write them down, and we make sure that at the end of the day, we review the day. So what am I choosing each day? I'm choosing the end result of living the life that I love. I'm choosing the end result of being the predominant creator. I choose the end result of health and vitality, and I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. I choose the end result of whatever it is that you choose for number 5 and number 6. And then think about my focus and my action steps for today. What am I doing moving towards that? Do I have clients? Do I have appointments? Do I have school? Do I have children? What things do I have that I can do? And at the end of the day, we want to review, what did I do well? Where did I feel uncomfortable? What took my energy and focus off my priorities? Did I learn about myself, actually? Where did I procrastinate? What didn't I get to complete that needs to be a priority for tomorrow? And did I live my ideal average day? Good question. And what am I grateful for? So it's often a good idea to do the wisdom process for the orientation of the choices. And it's really good to do that every day and help you stay in that focus and stay in that desired reality. And do those extra steps. And I just want you to write it all down and think about those choices. Now, doing the choices is easy. It takes a couple of minutes. You can actually write them out and put them on your bathroom mirror so that you read them every day. When you're starting out on this process, when you start choosing those every day, you do find lots of resistance come up, which is perfect. So don't worry if it does. Go, oh yeah, I knew this would happen. It's perfect. It's going to try and make me procrastinate, not do anything, feel like I'm not good enough. It's never going to happen. Remember that will happen because you did it, because you're taking control of your life. You're becoming the predominant creator of your life. And your unconscious patterning is going, oh, I don't know about that. And it falls back into those old belief systems. So realizing that you're waking up to be in control. Just realizing that feeling uncomfortable and knowing that procrastination or those feelings that you'll never do it, it doesn't work, all those things are just your unconscious going, oh, we've never gone through this before, and this is something really different, and it's a good lesson to realize and just to make notice of it. Just realizing that that's part of the process that you're going through as you become that creative conscious being. And remember those orientational points that you wrote down, that you know that you're achieving it when you've crossed them off your list. And that you've had time to spend. You're doing the work, because information is power. And the more character you have, the more you can direct your focus toward what you truly want. And the more empowered you become, the more grateful you become. And you'll have that peace, that calm, that capability of knowing that what you choose, you create. And when you get into that state of gratitude, it just calms the nervous system down. And it's really great when you're centering yourself and getting into that state, especially if you have someone has trouble falling asleep or who's constantly stressed. And this daily practice will absolutely help you with that. And also suggest to your body and your unconscious mind there's stability and there's a beneficial emotional state that you get into every single day that will have your body relax and will have your mind open up and your heart be at peace. And if you do this for at least 28 days, you'll find that you already have good mornings. You're already in that higher state, already having more energy. And it's more beneficial to your body than being stressed all the time. And that happens by committing to focusing, by doing your daily practice and stepping into your creative orientational process. And so if you keep repeating this, repeating it, and becoming more and more in tune with it, by the end of each creational cycle, you can tune in and see what I've created and notice the information and the perspectives that you've gained, and you can really specify your focus and sharpen that needle that moves towards the end result that makes sense. And at page 39, there's a week in review page so that you can review your week and get ready for the next week and be super grateful. And on page 71, There's a month in review again. We can see the progress that we've started to make. And initially when you start doing this, of course, there may be very little progress. But it's the persistence, the focus, the direction, the practice, the intent that keeps you moving forward. So I hope this has been of help for you. It's certainly been fun creating it with you. And I really love doing this work. And just remember that this is your superconscious creation. You are a conscious creator. And the more that you have that focus, the more that you follow through and have that morning ritual and that daily routine, the more successful you become. So thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you on our next episode, and have fun. Don't forget to do the meditations. There's one under here. Don't forget to download the Precision Focus Diary, and I'll see you soon.